So dia akan menghasilkan water. Okay, so in order to synthesize sucrose, synthesize disaccharide, we have to remove the bond to produce water. Okay, so if we want to convert balik from disaccharide into the monosaccharide, maksudnya from sucrose we want to make glucose and fructose, then what we have to do is we have to add in the water. So this is why we call it the process of hydrolysis. So hydrolysis meaning it involves some sort of water. Okay, so kita kena add in water. Okay, so dia akan break the bond, dia akan water tu dia akan masuk balik, ion-ion tu masuk kat sini, then it will produce glucose and fructose. Okay, so example of sucrose. Sucrose is a dye. So is the sugarcane, tebu. Okay, so this is the common type of sugar yang kita akan guna in our household. Tak kisahlah brown sugar ke, white sugar ke, itu memang from sugarcane. So sugar yang kita bubuh dalam teh, yang bubuh dalam kek tu, so that is a sucrose. Okay, so this one minta maaf kita tak nampak because ada muka saya ni, kalau saya ke tepi pun tak nampak juga kan. Okay, so this is a maple syrup. Okay, so maple syrup ni is a type of sucrose as well, memang sejenis gula, and it comes from a tree. Okay, maple tree. Okay, so this figure it shows that in India, how they extract the sugar, okay, from the sugarcane. So sebenarnya sama je kalau macam kita pergi dekat pasar malam kan. Dekat pasar malam tu kita nampak lah kalau macam pakcik-makcik yang jual air tebu tu kan, yang mesin dia tu yang bunyi macam tu kan. So sebenarnya sama lah, the same technology. It's just that this is more traditional. Okay, nampak macam ada kayu-kayu guna. Kalau macam yang dekat pasar malam tu kan, dia macam dah more modernized sikit. Sorry. Okay, so ni dodol. Okay, so dodol ni is one of the product yang apabila kita gunakan from the raw material of sugarcane, kita jadikan kepada sugar and then kita masakkan menjadi dodol. Sedap kan? Nampak dodol ni? Semoga raya ni kita dapatlah makan dodol. Okay, so this is maltose and sucrose. So maltose and sucrose, okay, sucrose kita dah cover tadi. Okay, sucrose kita dah cover tadi is a disaccharide. Also maltose pun is a disaccharide juga. So maltose ni, how it is synthesized is from glucose and glucose. So dua glucose will produce maltose. But for sucrose, kita perlukan one glucose and one fructose. Okay, so remember to produce maltose, it is a synthesis between glucose and glucose. For sucrose, it is a synthesis between glucose and fructose. So we remove the water, we break the water bond here. Okay, so that water ni dia akan terhasil sekali dengan maltose, water ni terhasil sekali dengan sucrose. Okay, so that is going back. Okay, so maltose tu is a type of disaccharide lah kan, dan banyak digunakan in the malting process. Okay, so malting process tu this is the process lah. Okay, tetapi usually this malting process is applied to make product. For example ni Horlicks. Semua pernah minum tak Horlicks ni? Okay, saya rasa waktu kecil-kecil mungkinlah kalau macam bukan jenama Horlicks pun mesti ada jenama lain yang prosesnya sama juga. Dia menghasilkan malt, M-A-L-T. So rasa dia macam lemak-lemak sikit kan. Okay, so kita dah cover monosaccharides. Okay, kita dah cover disaccharides, and then this is the third one is the polysaccharides. So remember poly meaning more than two. Okay, dan dia adalah polymer. So bila dia more than two, dia jenis polymer, dia banyak tau, dia punya chain dia tu is very long. So due to its structural polysaccharides tu, memang dia sangat kukuh. So that's why polysaccharides ni it is being used to support the plants. Okay, and storage polysaccharides are used to store energy for later use by the plants. Okay, sebab dia is very kukuh, is very stable, so that's why it is being used as a storage and also being used as a support for the plants. Okay, so structural polysaccharides. So the most common structural polysaccharide is the cellulose. Okay, so by now kita macam dah biasa lah kan dengan cellulose kan. So it makes up 40 to 60% of the cell wall. So cellulose ni memang dia punya is the building blocks for the cell wall of the plants lah. Animal kita memang tak ada cell walls, okay. So memang plant saja yang ada cell wall, and cellulose is the main building blocks for cell wall. So kenapa? Because cellulose ni is extremely strong due to its chemical organization, because it is made up of a long chain of beta glucose. Okay, so dia ada pelbagai lah, dia ada alpha glucose, ada beta glucose, ada gamma glucose, but this one cellulose ni yang dibuat untuk cell wall ni, it is made of a long chain, very panjang, 100 to 15,000 glucose molecules of beta glucose. So beta glucose ni memang lagi strong. Okay, so macam saya sebut tadi kan, kita ada alpha glucose and kita ada beta glucose. So kalau alpha glucose ni dia memang digunakan untuk amylose. Okay, so beta glucose dia akan menghasilkan cellulose. And apa beza antara alpha glucose ni dengan beta glucose? Okay, cuba kita tengok dia punya ring dia tu, structure ring dia. Dua-dua ni glucose. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6 memang akan ada 6, kecuali yang bezanya is this part. Okay, the hydroxyl group tu, dia punya OH group dia tu. So kalau alpha glucose, OH group dia dekat bawah, kalau beta glucose, OH group dia dekat atas. So walaupun kita nampak this is a very simple difference kan in terms of the hydroxyl group punya structural organization itu, satu kat atas, satu kat bawah, tapi sebenarnya it makes a large difference, okay, to the function, to the use, to the stability, okay, and to the strength of that monomer. Alright, so remember cellulose yang buat cell wall of the plants, it is made up of a very long chain of beta glucose, and beta glucose, how to difference between the alpha glucose is the position of the OH group, hydroxyl group. Okay, so this is a cotton ball from cotton plant, and sebenarnya cotton ni yang dihasilkan of this cotton plant ni memang is a very pure cellulose. So memang kat sini memang very pure cellulose. So that's why apabila baju-baju yang dibuat daripada pure cotton, dia punya fabric dia punya strength dia tu memang sangat kuat. Dia takkan mudah koyak. Okay, lepas tu dia akan serap macam whatever dye, color-color yang kita nak masukkan dekat situ, dia akan better absorption, and dia akan sangat bagus lah, dia tak mudah koyak macam saya sebutkan tadi, because it is a pure cellulose. Cellulose ni memang is very strong. Itu pun kalau buat 100% cotton. Dan kalau cotton tu pun is a pure cotton. Tapi sekarang ni walaupun dia claim 100% cotton, mungkin cotton dia tu is not really pure cotton. Maknanya dia bukan pure cellulose dalam tu, dia dah campur dengan macam-macam juga. Okay, jadi kalau nak jumpa yang betul-betul pure cellulose cotton, 100% cotton tu, mungkin harga dia tak terjangkau di akal lah. Okay, alright. So tadi polysaccharides tu kan, because of its strength, is very strong, so dia ada two uses. Okay, so the first one is for the cell wall kan, okay, kita dah cover tu, and the second one is for the storage. Okay, so kalau storage of polysaccharides is this amylose and also amylopectin. Okay, so if you still remember, okay, sorry. Alright. Jadi kalau amylose, dia daripada alpha glucose. Kalau tadi tu cellulose daripada beta glucose. Okey. So yang ni memang banyak dekat dalam as a storage, and usually storage ni is in the